All right, dang, what's going on? We're back again. September is upon us. We got Road to the Title 3 rolling on. The excitement never stops. More interviews are dropping all the time. Great to see your smiling face once again. How you been doing?
That was weird, man. I don't know why my smiling face is the topic this week, but I appreciate it, bro. It's great to see yours as well. I guess I guess we're getting closer, so there's some feelings in there. But anyway, man, we got a great show lined up for today. Incredible stuff going on. We got something really I think is groundbreaking. Personally, we've talked about this for a while. It was promoted on our socials. We've got two gentlemen who are going to come on here and they're going to talk all about an incredible event that's going to happen in just a couple of months, and it's right in our backyard as far as slap goes. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, so I'm not going to say anything more than that. But I'm pumped. I don't know if you can tell.
Might be in your backyard, man. I'm in Canada, so it's a long distance away from me. But yeah, let's get into that. We've got a very special guest joining us, a last minute addition. Danny Van Heerden's going to be joining us, here tonight. We've got Nate Burnard joining us. Wherever you are, you're on Facebook, YouTube, or if you're on Rumble, drop us a comment in the comment section below for either us or any of the guests. We're going to try and watch that throughout the show. We appreciate your interaction as always. I know in the past weeks we slacked on a little bit, but we always want to try and get back to it to have that two-way conversation with you guys. So without further ado, let's bring in Charles Johnson and Coltin Cole. Charles, Coltin, how you guys doing, my man?
Good, baby. Good.
Awesome, dude. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show for the first time, Charles. We are, one of the leading slap specific organizations here. And we hear you and Coltin have bonded together to bring, a new and innovative event to the table. So talk to us about what's going on.
Hey, well, we decided to put on an event here in St. Louis called Icon Battlegrounds. It's going to be the premier promotion in St. Louis, I believe. We have a lot of talented athletes that will be signed up to compete in different competitions, one of which will be Icon Smack League. Our matchmaker, Coltin Cole here, has done a great job at finding some talent regionally to participate that you guys may or may not know of. And it's going to be a great night, man. We're just excited about becoming a promotion that can put out new talent and smack, in the slap league, in the slap world, and, create new opportunities.
I mean, I think this is phenomenal. Give more opportunities for more people to get into the sport. I mean, being a veteran of the MMA game like yourself, what has made you to want to get into more of the business side, event promotion, etc.?
I've always been a guy that wanted to create opportunity, and I knew how hard it was, coming from St. Louis. It's a sports city, but we have never really had a huge market. We have the Cardinals and the Blues and the Rams at one point on the professional stage. But I think right now the city's in a great place for MMA to have a promotion. It's had mixed martial arts promotions, but not like a show like this. And so for me, I want to spotlight the jiu-jitsu, as we've seen with the Craig Jones Invitational and ADCC, IBJJF. Jiu-jitsu is huge in the world, but the Craig Jones Invitational showed that people will show up and show out for, jiu-jitsu athletes. So that was pretty cool to see as an athlete. And then, for myself, coming up, I always appreciated people giving me an opportunity. And I always said when I got to the point in my career where I was able to do that, I was going to find a way to make it happen in the city that I'm from for these. It's so many talented people in St. Louis, but like the Midwest in general, I think is primed. It's primed. It's the hub for smack, right? It's the hub for slap fights, and so it's primed for Icon Smack League to come out here and just showcase new talent, and create some exposure for people.
Awesome, man. Yeah, just give clarification for the viewers here right now of all the sports that'll be represented in this one event.
Yeah, so we'll have jiu-jitsu matches, and we're going to throw our hand into some pillow fighting. If you guys have witnessed the Pillow Fight Championships on YouTube, they have a rule set, a format. We're going to adopt that, and we're going to showcase some big name influencers in that and have some fun with that. And then if anyone watched Physical 100 on Netflix, we're gonna have some strength-based competitions for fun for the crowd, and some donations going on to push for getting some new kids. Sponsor 1 year of jujitsu for some new kids into the sport. So we just really want to get a lot of exposure for jujitsu, but also put on a family friendly event that's community building and create opportunity. And why not do that for guys competing in slap fights who all they need is someone to see them most times, right? So many times in my career, I say I just need people to see me, So I know how valuable it is of someone seeing you or hearing of you from someone, and you get an opportunity. And so those things are what I try to specialize in nowadays when I speak about people.
My man, so we've got jujitsu, we've got a strength component, we've got slap. Do we have any other sports represented? Are you gonna have MMA matches, Muay Thai?
No fighting, no Muay Thai, no boxing. We're gonna keep it to that, family friendly, fun event, and you'll have smack fights on there for the combat aspect of it. And I really want to showcase, that and create opportunities within that. And then the jujitsu is the main thing. We have UFC athletes, we have high level guys ranked in the world like Haisam Rita coming in. We're just excited, man. It's gonna be a great event. We have a lot of athletes and competitors that are excited as well.
Awesome, man. Very, very cool. Coltin, great to hear that you're involved in this as well. So you're the matchmaker for this particular event. Let's talk about how many matches you're hoping to have, and potentially some of the guys that will be on the event.
Yeah, Charles came to me, with his idea and his promotion, and he's a guy, that I supported early in his career. I trained with him, probably 10 years ago, and I just know when he has something set on his mind that it's going to be something good. So I hopped on board when he asked me. Kind of needed guidance, which I get it. Like being from the MMA world, to jiu-jitsu and all that. One of the reasons kind of why I wanted to do power slaps when it first came out, I wanted to understand it. Instead of bash it, I wanted to understand it. And our way to understand it is to hop in and give it a shot. You know what I mean? So when he asked me to, get some matches up and help guide him, to the rules. And then as we started talking more and more, we started, creating that vision. It's like Power Slap now has so many people. There are guys waiting in the wing and training to get on that stage. It's not like it was, even when I started, where Power Slap has to invest in these guys, and then you don't really know who you're getting. They don't really have a league that they could pull from with like their unified rule set or anything like that. I think we could kind of, we could give them the opportunity to see some of these guys that are applying before they invest in them and see how serious they are with it. See their power, their strength, and stuff like that. But I was rambling on. What was even the question?
Oh, good, man. Yeah, just how you got involved and
that's how about kind of.
Awesome, man. So how many matches are you planning for? And do you have anybody specific who I may just throw up in the comment section that is going to be taking part?
Yeah. So Charles wanted for sure 2. We have a super heavyweight matchup between 2 extremely talented super heavyweight MMA fighters. One being from St. Louis that wanted to reach his hand in, so we knew we had to get him on there. And then we have Jordan Red Rocket Rogers, formerly known as Red Rocket, is now Big Red in there. And,
Slap News exclusive.
Yeah. And
yeah.
So you want me to just say the matchups or
Just keep going, buddy.
Yeah, we might as well at this point. Look, so we got Jordan Rogers. You guys know who that is, and Colton's done a great job at communicating with these guys, getting these guys on board, letting them know what we're gonna do. So right now, we got Jordan Rogers, and we have Rodrigo Contreras, the Mexicutioner. Those guys are gonna showcase in a very high level slap fight, at middleweight, which is probably the premier weight class from what I've in discussion with Colton. He believes that's probably one of the toughest weight classes to compete in, that has some of the toughest guys, so two guys that, very well could be on Dana White's Power Slap right now, but we're going to showcase those two guys, and then our two unlimited guys in our new weight class, unlimited, the big boys. We have Charles Rogers, not UFC, but mixed martial arts veteran, multiple MMA fights, super talented and athletic. Walks around probably about 320. So Charles Rogers, the Samoan Nightmare, versus Ryan Gilbert. Ryan Gilbert, also another big boy, probably walking around 340, 350 right now. And just multiple, I think more than 10 MMA fights as well under his belt. And so two guys who are not afraid to get in the cage, so they're definitely not going to be afraid to slap each other. And that's going to be two super athletic, unlimited weight boys putting on the show for y'all.
Awesome, man. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it in the chat, but there's probably 4 or 5 different strikers that want to get involved in some capacity. Colton, where can these guys reach out to you if they're interested in potentially get on this card or a future card?
Reach out to me on Instagram, and then we could discuss things through email. I could send out the forms, stuff like that, because Charles expressed kind of a vision to get all these multiple sports that he's showcasing on November the 9th into separate events. And I can tell you right now, from the feedback that I've gotten just off Facebook, we've got some pretty serious MMA athletes and stuff reaching out that want to be a part. So, for us to put on an extremely high level, high production slap fights, I think it's in a lot near future than we even expect, because I'm essentially creating almost a whole roster of unsigned just
talent
guys.
Hype. Let's go.
Charles wanted for sure 2, maybe 3. I can give him 6. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's kind of just what makes the most sense at this venue. It's at Ballpark Village, so it's right next to the St. Louis Cardinals Stadium. It's a big venue. Getting the right matches for his first one, and also getting localer guys that can help carry the event as well is important. But yeah, we got just hit me up on Instagram.
Just message us on at Icon Battlegrounds _. All right. The page is Icon Battlegrounds _ All right. So follow the page, shoot us a message there. We'll get back to you. We both check it. We'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we'll send you an email. So we can get your information. And if you're a fit for what we're doing, we'll be happy to have you. We're happy to have you. We're happy to create opportunity for everyone. This event, like he said, this event in particular is going to be our annual event. So it'll have all these different formats of competition on it. But we do plan on doing a slap only event at some time in the very near future. And so right now we just have to put all our ducks in order, get our roster together, start creating these things, so we can put on a full event for you all.
Yeah, gentlemen. I mean, in the spirit of time, I only have time for one quick question, but thank you guys for coming on. Obviously, big again for us here. This is massive. For those in the chat, I'm not sure which of them you can and can't see, but they're going crazy as we expected them to. For questions that we have, I know there's a lot of questions about live streaming and things like that from the viewers. The date, we'll push all of that stuff out on socials. We're also going to be going live, maybe multiple times, maybe one time with Charles, with Coltin, to talk more about the event. So we'll get all that information to you guys as it becomes available. But my question is, when you guys look at your long-term vision for this, you talk about, having slap only events in the future. Is your intent long-term to become sort of like a feeder league for the mainstream, power slap being the giant that it is now long-term?
Yeah, so our mission is to, discover, nurture, and launch new talent, and the whole goal is to create opportunity for these guys, man. We want y'all to get paid. I don't want you to stay at home fighting for chips with me, man. We're gonna get you on here, and as we grow and we can pay you more, we will. But at the same time, I want to create opportunity for you guys, put you guys on a national stage. Icon Battlegrounds is gonna be great regardless. It's gonna be a great show regardless, and you always have it as a home, and you always be welcome, But we're gonna create a roster, and it's about a team, it's about environment, and it's about you guys being taken care of. So that's what we focus on first, and our goal is to nurture that talent, grow it, and send you guys off like newborn babies, new birds into the world, and get some exposure for you guys on the national scene, and just create an opportunity for you to change your lives. You guys see these guys like Lane changing his life, Lane Veerness, with the crazy Hawaiian, right? I was messaging him a couple of days ago. Maybe he said if he's free, he's gonna make it to the event, so he'll be there. But guys like that have changed their lives, to the trajectory of their lives, and creating an opportunity for them to be proud of something and take care of their family. And if we can facilitate that for you all, we would love to, So that's the whole goal for Icon Battlegrounds, and as we create this slap promotion.
It's definitely something too, like with combat like veterans like myself, you know what I mean, that this is new to. This is something that I wish I had local before doing power slap, right? Because a guy like me that has my issues, with the fighting, the slap fighting aspect. When I get up there, I just want to fight. This is a way for guys to come in and really hone their skills and to be more active, because, like I know, like me being a power slap, I want time on the stage so I can grow and get better, you know what I mean? And this is a way that, guys can come in and do it and kind of really work those skills. So when they get to that next level, they're ready, you know what I mean? And that's what we want. Just people to be ready, and get paid like they should be for it,
Yeah, the ultimate goal, man. That's the ultimate goal, man. Catch the eye of Dana White, pave a way for these guys to join Dana White's power slap. That's the ultimate goal, and we're happy to be that for people.
Awesome, guys. We appreciate you joining us. Hopefully this is the first of many updates we can get along the way. If you guys get some major development news, you're welcome to come on anytime. Just reach out and we'll keep the ball rolling. One last one for you. I know you dropped it once, but can you drop the social handle one more time?
Yep, I was just about to do that, baby. Yeah, so make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at Icon Battlegrounds _ and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Just message us there. And we're in the process of creating the other socials as well. So right now, just reach out to us via Instagram, Icon Battlegrounds _
Sounds good, guys. Great talking to you. We'll be back soon. Okay.
All right, folks.
Appreciate it. All right, we keep on rolling. Ding.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this written in with the setup I got here.
I'll get my man. Get a pen. What's going on, dude? You're looking a little pale white. You're looking whiter than this Canadian.
I'm a little nervous. Here you go. Look. I think we got it.
Awesome,
There
man.
we go.
Awesome.
Dang.
We're gonna keep on rolling here real quick. We can circle back at the end of the show. We'll talk a little bit about more of this event and some of the information that we'll have for it, because we got to bring in somebody who's staying up past his bedtime. I believe it's 1:25 a.m. in South Africa. Danny Van Heerden, is it past your bedtime?
And that is correct. 1:25 a.m. But I just need to add on, it's a pity South Africa is so far away from anyone else, because we own the promotion here, which we do strongman, boxing, mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, slap fights. And I definitely do think we would have been in a lot of competition for the international guys, if I can say it like that. But hopefully in the near future, you guys are definitely going to see me soon in Vegas.
We're going to see you in Vegas. You breaking news for us too?
No. We are busy with the green card process.
Okay.
So hopefully that can speed up. And then we're planning on immigrating, remember?
Awesome. Great to hear. But how have you been keeping overall? You keeping busy, active? You're more hungry now than ever?
Well, we have to. I need to rematch the champion before he retires. So you have to. I mean, whatever's next, let it come. I'm ready to go.
Awesome, man. I mean, we always appreciate you joining us. I know you're a big personality. You think, I guess I can't say you think, but you feel like you're ready for that rematch? Do you feel like you've learned what you needed to do, and you think it's in line?
To be honest, I do not feel I'm ready for the rematch yet. I need a little bit of more experience, but I have learned a lot from him. So the future guys coming from now, let's see. I definitely do feel my slap power has increased by a lot since the last bit of experience I've picked up from the current champion. So yeah, I definitely did a lot since the last match. So let's see how the next opponents go.
Danny, I don't want to go too far back and rehash the past, but obviously something that kind of it came out on our post-fight interview with the Crazy Hawaiian, but then some images came out and there was more clarity. So he thought that you knocked his teeth out with I think it was the first strike. Then it was confirmed that you did, right?
Let me tell you, I did a phone call with him to ask him. He needs to show me. So he did prove to me I did knock his teeth out. I do not know with what number it happened, but that is the truth. His teeth is gone. But I definitely need to add on there that stumble that you saw. I did not feel that on stage. I only saw that on the video. So the Crazy Hawaiian, you hit with the truck. Normal people hit like a truck. You hit with a truck.
Yeah. So I mean, does that when you know kind of the backstory and that you actually did knock his teeth out, does that surprise you even more that this guy just kind of stood there? And if I'm not mistaken, again, I mean, I could be wrong on this number, but I believe he does the food motion, kind of like I'm eating it, and he reveals that his teeth got knocked out. Does that shock you? Like this guy stood there, swallowed his teeth from what he told us, and it's just there like unfazed. And you hit hard, and you do.
Well, I must say, on stage, hitting the Crazy one, and he only looks at me like this, like nothing happened. I actually underestimated my slaps, and I'm like, yes, it must be a lot softer than what I'm used to. But I mean, since I've heard the interview that he swallowed his teeth, I'm like, okay, well, maybe the slaps is not so soft.
All right, so now that we got that piece out of the way, obviously it's been released and it's public knowledge that he's going to defend his championship against a guy that you spent quite a bit of time with in Las Vegas ahead of Power Slap 8, his debut, the Dumpling. You talked about him being the slap legend on the international scene. Obviously, there's a language barrier there, but because you guys were together for so long, we saw a lot of content, a lot of footage. So, there's some relationship built there. What do you make of the fact that the Dumpling just kind of comes, has an incredible and emphatic performance in his first go, and now he's in the exact spot you found yourself in just a little over 2 months ago?
Well, my opinion on this, I mean, the Dumpling has made his debut on Power Slap, but he has a lot more experience. then I would say all the power slappers. So for him getting that title shot, that's my mind told me, you know what, that if the dumpling do a great performance here, he will get that shot. So in my mind, thinking promoter wise, that's the ideal match. Anyone want to see it? I mean, even myself, I know the dumplings via viral videos, but since Power Slap started, I started learning more on the Crazy Wine. So I definitely do think that's a perfect matchup, which I would love to attend if that happens. So I would actually learn from them both. But I must say, thoughts on the slap, I have felt the Crazy One slaps and he hits with a truck. I've only seen the dumpling, but I definitely do feel that's going to be a match of the year.
Yeah, and I mean along those same lines, for you and kind of where you're at, we spoke to you obviously in Vegas after the loss. You kind of talked about, you know, you thought that the dumpling would be the next one. We didn't know at the time, and you talked about kind of McKinney. Obviously, you guys have history, but it seems like lately you've actually been going at it with a different guy. You know, Slap Dog, Lorenzo Florian, and it seems as though, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like things have gotten a little bit more, I'll say, personal. And you can clarify that if I'm misspeaking, but it just seems like you guys legitimately don't like one another. There's not really a healthy respect there like there is with you and McKinney. And I think previously there was kind of that with you and Slapdog. Where do you guys stand? And is that somebody that you would like to stand across the podium from at some point?
Well, the way I see it, any guy in my division, if they put him on stage with me, that's going to be a war. With McKinney, he's the ideal sportsman and he knows how to smack talk. So, personal opinion, I do feel if you a sportsman, you know how to smack talk because that's what takes you further in life. Not everyone understands the smack talk. They go personal. And Slapdog, he's unfortunately one of those guys. He needs to crack in personal to get noticed. Otherwise, everyone would just see past him because, I mean, he's so low in the ranks and even the slap game. Yeah, who's Slapdog again?
We'll see. Some guy from Oregon.
Some guy from Oregon, you see what I mean? And yet again, McKinney, everyone knows who he is because he's a proper sportsman.
Yeah. I'll give my man, you're always entertaining no matter what, what you're doing. I think regardless of whoever your next opponent is, we'll see you up there very soon. And, you've always got a place here, my man. So it's great hearing from you. Great catching up. It's been a little while, but we got to keep on moving on here. And we'll be back. We'll be in touch with you real soon. And I'm sure we'll see your smiling face up there real soon.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. And guys, remember, follow me at Donnie Pitbull on Instagram. Pop me a message, even send me a shout out on the story.
Yeah,
and I need to do
a
shout out to Snap News and the Fight Fan before I go.
We appreciate that, man. Thank you for staying up late with us. And thank your wife for letting us borrow you as well.
Thank you very much. We'll definitely do so. Cheers, guys.
All right. Take care, Danny. Have a good one. Nate, what's up, my man?
What's up?
I was trying to sneak you in there, just doing a lift real nonchalantly, and then all of a sudden we were clink, clink, clink. I had to mute it real fast.
Dude, I know. I had to leave the gym because they're playing music in there, so I had to bounce real quick.
It was all good. I was trying to catch you there. What'd you have on there? I don't know, 305? I
had 305 for incline, yeah.
Oh, look at that, my man. You actually think I know something, don't I?
Smoking me.
Awesome, man. How's life been?
Dude, it's been great. Such a blessing, bro.
Awesome,
such a blessing. Man. A lot of things been happening. A lot of things.
Great, man. Great to hear. Talk to us a little bit about your charity endeavor that you did with your shoe campaign, because I heard it was a phenomenal success. I heard you blew past your goals and expectations.
Yeah, huge success. So I initially planned it for a month. Back when I was in high school, I did Eagle Scouts, I did Scouts, and for my Eagle Scout project, I worked with Souls for Souls. That was the same group that I worked with this time, and then I think my goal was like 100 pairs of shoes, and it was the same thing. They send them off to either within our country or out of the country and everything. But this time, I want to be ambitious for a month. My goal was set for 300 pairs. So I posted in the gym. I posted on my IG every day. And I mean, the feedback was phenomenal. People of Buffalo and the gym community were just crowding behind it. So I was able to end up donating with everyone helping and everything, 636 pairs of shoes. So absolutely smoked the goal.
Amazing. Congrats.
It was amazing, dude. It was such a blessing too I pull up to UPS and they're looking at me all sorts of funny because I've got 7 boxes stuck full of shoes. I'm like, yep, I got to send these off. So I sent them off, and then Souls for Souls wrote something back to me. And then they're right now in the works. They're going to be taking a picture pretty soon of when they send them off. They'll send me a picture of where they went to and everything. But man, it was just heartwarming to see like community and people come together for like a cause outside of themselves, you know, to look towards others. And that was a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, Nate, to that end, you know, what we've seen over time, obviously the big elephant in the room is that Power Slap gets all these views and there's you know millions and millions of people viewing any given clip that gets posted throughout the day. And for some of the athletes that translates really well, yourself being one of them, you know, people in the double digits, you know, there's a couple in the triple digits also when it comes to followership.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you? Was it sort of surreal for you when you realized what kind of influence you really do have, being able to not only surpass your goal, but go past double it?
Man, I honestly, it was just a huge blessing, you know, with this whole Power Slap journey. I mean, it's made such a difference in my life for the better. And I feel like, you know, I feel like that little light, you know, here, because I'm very gracious and thankful for God. And I'd be looking at some of the Power Slap folk, and, you know, they're doing whatever they want to do with their winnings and everything. And, you know, that's rightfully so. They can do whatever they want. For me, I wanted to make a little bit of change and a little bit of difference in Buffalo, in this community, and to see the fruits of that labor, you know, happen. It's such a beautiful thing. So it's been a blessing. I've enjoyed a lot of the Power Slap guys, you know, we're able to donate to. And I mean, the followers and everything on Instagram and stuff, I mean, it's cool. And sometimes I have to check myself, or some of my friends will check me and be like, yo, you can't just be, you know, a normal dude. You know, people look up to you, you know. And I'll see that when I'm out shopping, or when I'm, you know, on the night out of the town, people come up, oh, you're the Power Slap guy. You're the Power Slap guy. Oh, Buffalo Soldier. And I try to keep it real poised, you know. But to see this light and what I'm able to do with it, that's the biggest blessing of it all.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I kind of want to circle back on something that we brewed up a little bit on social. We talked about it just briefly, but it hasn't been publicly discussed. Obviously, Wes Mina comes in as a heavyweight. He's a professional bodyguard, you know, and he has this really respectful kind of outlook on you, talks about you being one of these kind of trailblazers at the top of your division, but somebody that he would love to do like a bodyguard versus bodyguard type of thing. And you seem to have a really respectful response to that. What were your thoughts on his comment in that way? And then also just the fact that there's people entering the sport from not only now we see football, we see bodybuilding, we see personal trainers, and now we also see a professional bodyguard, a guy who protects NFL players and other celebrities.
No, to see that, I mean, he even approached me before he even posted it. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I want to give you your flowers and everything for, you know, what you've been doing, and I appreciate you. And I even coming up to this, you know, I got a lot of respect for you, and I'm like, I appreciate you too. You know, I will never talk down on anyone unless they give me a reason to. And so for him, he showed nothing but respect. And so when he went ahead and posted that bodyguard versus bodyguard, you know, I'm down with it, man. I mean, and at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If you come in there with respect, and you know you want to step on that stage and rip my head off, and I want to step on that stage and rip your head off, but at the end of the day, we squashing this cool. That's what I'm about. So I was laughing. I thought it was hilarious. I texted him on the side, and then he even made them, you know, a little short banter. He's just like, "This is how you actually go ahead and professionally approach somebody instead of blow up their messages like nonstop," which I've had that before with a few folk. So no, I'm down with it, man.
Yeah, again, like I said, I think you're a class act, man, and you're just always very respectful. And to the people that tell you you're a role model, they're telling you the truth. And even to your peers and the people who are your age or older, I think that there's a ton for us to learn from you also in the way that you carry yourself. So kudos for that, of course. A final one for me before I turn it over to Corey is where do you think your division is at? It's kind of in a weird place. Dwayne Crespo obviously just exited, goes up to super heavy. You're still up there at the very, very top. What do you think makes sense? Where do you think everybody is as far as that top three strikers, including the champion himself?
I think it's pretty respectable where it's at, but I know these guys coming in from the new season are hungry and they're ready to take it, right? And so my goal now after this downtime and after taking back-to-back L, I want to make sure no one can take that spot from me, and I want to be able to climb that rank so I can face the bell again, so I can face Ryan Phillips again. I know that these guys are hungry. When I saw that Crespo was going up to super heavyweight, I'm like, it kind of shocked me for a minute, but I also know that his goal and his vision was to hold 2 belts. He wants to go ahead. If he can't get it done in heavyweight, which he's been here for a minute, boom, he's going to go get it at super heavyweight and then maybe come back down to heavyweight. So for myself, I want to be able to, make sure no one can take this spot from me and be able to go against the bell again in the future. So I know folks are hungry. Folks are ready to go get it.
Yeah. I mean, you touched on 2 things there. You said, obviously coming off the loss, but, end the show. But if they were to call you and give you the winner of Road to the Title 3, would that be something you'd welcome, or do you want someone established higher in the rank than you right now?
Honestly, it's I would want someone that's more established and higher in the rank than me. I do think it's kind of funny if it were to be that case that they get someone on the Road to the Title winner, but at the end of the day, they sign a contract, I sign a contract, I got to get it done. So it doesn't matter to me. I've been very charitable. I've been very expressive towards my community here in Buffalo, but also I've been in the gym. As you see now, I live here. Mm-hmm. I've been working on my craft. I've been doing everything I can to make sure that shit doesn't happen again. So I'm going to make sure that it won't. So I'm ready for whatever God has in store.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we see you in the gym working hard all the time. It's, it's an interesting concept because obviously Road to the Title, the Brasa Power Slap want to, more or less expedite the winner in those weight classes for a potential title shot. Maybe right now, maybe it's still too young, but I think in the future that individual who gets that match, who's in the top 5 of the rank, I think it's actually be seen as a respect thing, because I think that honestly, to me at least, it means that the Brasa Power Slap believe that you are kind of that gatekeeper entry. And if these new guys coming in, they have to go through you to get that shot, I think is actually a sign of respect. And I think, if that opportunity comes with it for you, Ryan Phillips, Dorian Perez, I think that puts you in a really good position, because it's like, hey, we got this young cat coming up, and if you can squash him out, I mean, really, it almost sets you up for an instant rematch at that point. So
yeah, no, that's true. I was thinking about, actually, I didn't even really think about that in that aspect, and that's a shame on me for being a little pessimistic. But that's true. I mean, that even happened to me. I had my debut match against Stevie, and then boom, I'm already going against Crespo, and then after Crespo, boom, already against the bell, So I knew I was thrown into the water fast, but they expected, high things from me, and to see that nature, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. In a conversation I had with Erica, you were kind of the prototypical new power slap striker that they wanted, football star, good American, good morals, good upbringing. Have you ever thought about how you have influenced the cats to come? Because you really had, looking back, you were kind of that first, pro, semi-pro athlete to really come into the sport. Have you thought about that and the impacts that you have had on recruiting since?
I've had talks with my folks about it. Definitely had a few talks with, family and friends about it in that aspect. And I mean, it's definitely a humbling thing and a blessing. And I've chopped it up with a few of my friends talking about how they wanted to know like how I got into it when I first started. And then like, because I do a lot of research about the guys, and maybe I'll see guys in my division or guys in divisions lower than me or above me. And, you know, you kind of look at body composition, how they look and everything. It's just like, okay, so if we're supposed to be professional athletes, we need to hold ourselves to this standard. That means we need to be training this much and do this and this. We can't be missing weight. We got to be cutting weight. We got to be on the ball at all times. So to be able to already be on par with all of that aspect physically, it was a humbling thing. Now it's more of the mental aspect. When I was, you know, new into it, the mental aspect, okay, there's a lot of people, lights, cameras, will it affect you? Will it not affect you? So, yeah, I've had some thoughts about it.
Yeah.
But it's overall, I mean, I feel like I'm doing all right.
Yeah. I mean, guys like Wes Minna, Brian Ellis, McKinney Manu, Kalani as well. Yeah. Evian, guys like that. You know, they should be thanking you and sending you roses at Christmas for opening that door and, you know, kind of changing the eye in the way that they recruit, because I think you've had an impact on the sport, you know, in different ways than just up there at the table. You know, and I know we kind of talked about it, and you know, everyone's going to say the champion, but anybody you eye in the division that you think would make a great match for you next?
In the division, no. I've seen a few new cats in the division. I've seen Ellis. Everyone's been talking about Ellis. Want that to happen for sure. That's my dog. Would love that. Loved step on stage with him. Perez is another one. But for sure, my sights are for the bell. I've seen a few of the new cats on the show, you know, and, you know, if it's so be, it's so be. But the guys that I want are those ahead of me. I want Phillips again. I want DeBell again. I want to be able to hold that belt, you know. Yeah. So it was in my grasp once, and I, you know, that things happen for a reason. But it won't happen again.
Yeah. One of our very knowledgeable, I always mess up his name, Falopolich on Rumble, just brought up a really good point. If Turpin moved up, would you welcome that fight?
I'd welcome that fight with open arms. Open arms. I've got nothing wrong, no problems with Turpin. I was a few of my buddies have become super fans of Power Slap and everything, and so is my family, and a lot of them were shooting me text messages beforehand. They saw the news before I did about Turpin losing weight and everything, and
I'm sure they see it on Slap News, but just
they definitely saw it on Slap News and stuff. But you know, like me and my friends, we keep everything we do is professional. Sure, we have our down times and shoot the shit, but we keep things professional. And so they were talking to me about that. They're just like, yo, you guys want to be deemed as professional athletes. You want to say that this is a sport, but you're not doing the things to make it be that. You know, if you want to be a role model and you have all these followers and you have this and that, why are you missing weight? And so that really struck with me. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you know, Turpin a good dude. You know, me and him, we broke bread, but in that aspect, I'm just like, damn, I didn't really think about it like that. Now that y'all say it, no, it's true. If we want people to hold us to a higher caliber, we need to hold ourselves accountable for the actions that we do.
Awesome, Nate. I appreciate you joining us. Hopefully you didn't cool down too much so you can go finish.
We'll get right back at it. We'll get right back at it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Much love, dude.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
There we go. Ding, Nate. Great as always. Show keeps on rolling on. We've got some incredible guests, a lot of really, you know, good insight from everybody here tonight. And I think the next guest isn't going to disappoint either. I know you've been following this guy. You've been talking to him in the back channels. What have you been uncovering?
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think our next guest has a chip on his shoulder. I think he's got a lot of things he wants to talk about. I think that he's hungry. and I'm excited to bring him on. I think I don't think the end of the show is going to disappoint, so I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you. There'll be soundbite after soundbite in this one, as far as I expect.
Awesome. Let's bring him in. Ryan, how you doing, my man?
What's up, guys? Ding, you're damn right I got shit to say. Absolutely.
What's up, brother?
What's up, buddy?
Good, man. The floor is yours.
Not much. So, first things I want to say is thank you guys for having me. I do appreciate you reaching out, getting me on here. Secondly, I have a thing. I've just been sitting, watching all this stuff, and all the names that get brought up, it seems like I'm out of it. And that irritates me a little bit, because what people are forgetting is I might have 2 losses, but my 2 losses are against champs in the way that I look at it. One of them is a heavyweight champ, which is 2 weight classes above what I fight. And the second one is Isaiah, who is going to be the middleweight champ after his next match. So either way, I lost to champs. And the way that I look at it in this one, I gave Isaiah a better fight than Wes. Wes gave John Davis arguably we know everybody's wanted to see that one several times again. So my name should be in there. So they need to call me. I don't care who it is that they match me up against. The next person is going to sleep.
Awesome, man. You training hard? You ready to go?
Absolutely. My mindset is light switched to just a different level. Like I said, going just under the radar, some of us that aren't ranked that should, maybe should be, or let's not even say it. I don't even care about the ranking myself, because as we've seen in the last one, you can be unranked, come in and knock out the number 7th ranked, but come in already ranked and knock out number 1, but not get a title match. Shout out to Dwayne. Sorry about that. So, I mean, rankings don't really mean shit, but there's still people up there that I know I can beat easy. So make the call. Let me show you that I can do it. And that way I'm getting up there. I'm getting my name said more. Like, I'm tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what? We talked about it when we had the great middleweight debate here on Slap News. Then all of a sudden, Power Slap 8 came around, and the division in the middleweight division is probably now one of the deepest divisions in the entire sport. I mean, light heavyweight's deep as well in terms of talent at the top, but I mean, 1 through 10 is, definitely a lot of great guys there. I know you're still in the mix. Are you still working with Dwayne Crespo, or have you kind of gone different ways?
Yeah. So a lot of things in my life actually have changed. I went from living 2 streets down from Dwayne I moved to a totally different state. So myself and my family, we live in PA now. Just so many things have changed for myself that, again, changed my mindset and my hunger. Like, I'm tired of working 70, 80 hours a week, man. Like, not seeing my kids, not doing nothing like that. When I know I can come up here, I could be knocking out motherfuckers. I could be making clips. I could be going viral. I could be getting these checks to financially better myself and my kids. Like, that's the end goal of it. And if they need to see entertainment, if there's a certain, I don't know, picture they want to see, then I'm just going to give it to them. And if that's the villain, then let's be it. So I don't care.
Do you feel you're one of the more hungry guys right now in the division? Because I mean, you seem to be much more active and vocal than anybody else, and you seem like you've got a little bit more. It seems like you're fighting for a little bit more than I think.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, man. Like, you hit it right on the head. It's I see a whole bunch of, there is a handful of us. So I'm not just saying there's not. There is a handful of us, but like kind of Nate just mentioned, that actually take it serious, that are training every day, that understand the rules and how keeping it clean not only affects yourself but keeps your opponent safe. Because at the end of the day, we don't wish harm. Nobody should be wishing harm on the other person. Maybe a quick nap, but wake the hell up after, right? But with that, I mean, shit. That one middleweight damn near karate chopped homeboy's head off, and they kept it clean. They didn't even call it. Like that. That
we called it. I just want to say that we called it. It was Darren Godfrey. We called it.
You know what I mean? Like, that to me is bullshit. That to me shouldn't be. Shouldn't be getting calls. That to me, it should be the people that are out here working their asses off, keeping it clean. I got a suggestion for season 4. It should be Gorilla Smack Systems and Iron Giant. At least we know that we're going to get a fucking clean match. The coaches are going to teach the guys what the right thing to do are. I'm not saying these coaches before weren't, but like these guys have to start taking it more serious. It's not just a fucking slap. It's not just eating a slap. Like you guys really should be taking it serious. And that's another thing that drives myself nuts is you have someone like myself, Nate, Ryan, just a handful of guys that here we are waiting for a call, waiting for a match, waiting for this. Now, again, I understand we're growing. Big things are happening. I can't wait. It's awesome in the world of Power Slap. But holy shit, at least some type of communication. Like myself, I just said I moved states. I started a new job. I sent a simple message. Hey, I started a new job. I let them know that I'm in this wonderful organization. They're okay with it. I just need to let them know if I'm going to be fighting again this year so I can put in for that week off. Nothing. Silence. Like they need to understand that a lot of us do still work a day-to-day job. A lot of us, like that's where I come from. You have to let your job know in advance. Like just certain things like that. I wish communication was a little bit better, and I hope does get better with now more events coming. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can sense your frustration. Obviously, we've seen, our job here is to make sure we're keeping our ear to the ground. So even if we're not talking to you, we're watching the stuff that you're doing to get a better understanding of kind of what's going on. So I want to go back to what you said at the start of the show, and I think that you make a great point because I'm a massive MMA fan, and so I don't know if you're familiar with MMA or what your kind of knowledge is. Guy. So Tony Ferguson obviously is on an 8-fight losing streak, and for the first 5 or 6 of those fights that he lost, the reason that that everybody kind of gave as to why he didn't get cut is because it was the number 2, 3, 4, 5 lightweight ranked in the world, former champions. He was losing against Murderers Row, and so I think the point that you make is incredible because you lost against a guy who obviously Combs says I don't know what else to call him, but an international sensation.
Both of my guys were Russian, had Russian fighting experience before this. Isaiah was in there before that. You know what I mean? And again, Wes is my boy. And I truly believe his last match, he was just out of it. And again, had several fights. He probably should have had a longer break. But I do not care what anyone says. I put a better fight against Isaiah than Wes did. Wes sat down every time. I sat down once. You know what I mean? Wes got knocked out. I got knocked out. Well, we'll argue. I'll argue that one too, because let's take this season back to the rule thing. The one guy, it was like the 3rd episode, I think, did the same exact thing. Got knocked out, went to a knee, stood back up, wobbled a little bit, but Terp was so loud that the ref was paying attention to Terp, not that the guy was stumbling and called it. So again, it's just things like that I think consistency, like if we're going to be professionals, and have to hold ourselves the right, like Nate said, to a professional standard, I think that it should be all the way down from the rule set. Like we should be able to see more consistency. The technology is out there. Like,
yeah, so I mean, along those same lines, when you talk about, again, your own trajectory, you actually have, and people may not know this, but you actually have a win in a slap fight before you came to Power Slap. And I think in the way that you have, the way that you've, I guess, displayed your skill set on stage, being able to keep it clean, I think it sort of alludes to the idea that being able to have experience beforehand really does help you, and it allows you to kind of put on a better performance and be a cleaner athlete as you go up there and perform. Where this segues is, I don't know if you caught the early part of the show, but Coltin Cole's partnered up with Charles Johnson and a team over at Icon Battlegrounds, and they're going to be throwing a multi-sport mixed event where slap fighting is one of the components. So they'll have 2 or 3 slap fights on there from some guys that we've heard a lot of buzz from. A guy that maybe the Executioner will be competing at that event, and they talk about their vision and kind of how they really want to become the LFA, is what Charles called it, of slap fighting for Power Slap. So essentially a feeder league that Power Slap can sort of take talent for. When you look at kind of your own experience, you talked about Isaiah, Komsa, and the fact that they had experience beforehand. So they come to this premier organization in Power Slap, and you guys all have already competed. You know what it's like. You get up there and you're able to have a clean match, no controversy, in that way anyway. How important do you think that is? And do you believe that maybe that should be the standard moving forward, where, guys are not coming in and having their very, very first experience in, Power Slap? Because nobody's getting their first MMA fight in the UFC. Like, nobody's debuting their pro MMA in the UFC. It just doesn't happen.
No, I'm 100% with you there. I think that the I actually messaged Colton and hit all that group up. I think that that's a phenomenal idea for that reason right there. Everything's going to be better if it's cleaner. I don't care. I don't care what you watch. Everything's going to be better when it's clean. Unless it's a street fight, I mean, I guess. But like having the guys come in and like myself and Isaiah, we have messages, man, like before our fight that we could go back to, where it was just, we both agreed to it. Yeah, obviously for the fight, but also because we both knew each other. We were clean fighters. I knew that he had a head like a bowling ball, so he wasn't going to flinch. He knew that I wasn't going to club him, and and nothing like that. So again, having that respect coming in, as opposed to there's a handful of people right now that I could get a call from, and I'll never say no, but I'm going to be like, fuck, well, this one's going to hurt if I lose the coin toss. Cause you know what I mean? Like, just different tactics like that. But again, because I pay attention, I know who's really working, I know who's not. Like, I do all that stuff, maybe not as vocal about it, but I pay attention. So but yeah, having that league that they're doing, or the stuff that they're doing down there, having that just environment where Power Slap can look and go, okay, this person's had XYZ. Myself, I didn't have any experience. I didn't have no MMA experience. I didn't no combat experience, nothing like that. Before my match with Serene, even though I won the other one, that was the first time I ever been hit in the face. So even something like that. I'm sitting here. I just called Dwayne the other night. Actually, last night we were talking and about the only way really to learn is by doing it. Like, the only way to get it in here is the reps. The only way you can get the reps is to get the matches. A lot of us aren't getting the matches, right? So it's like, just goes back to the thing that Colton's doing. That's awesome. They're going to be able to be there, get the reps, understand it, get cleaner, and it's just going to help the sport. Well, I hope that it helps the sport.
Yeah, and then final one for me before I turn it over to Corey. Obviously, you've been very critical of season 3 and the talent on the show. Particularly
Don't use talent. I wouldn't say talent. Jesus, calm down, bud.
But particularly those in your division. That's a great soundbite, as I promised. I mean, what would you say if I guess the response or the rebuttal to that criticism was that these guys are in the exact shoes that we're talking about, where they signed a application, they got a call, they showed up, and now they're having their first experience in slap fighting. Some of them may have not had any combat sports background. They're having it, but it happens to be on a national stage because it is a premier organization.
This would be mine to it. So before I signed up, I worked my fucking ass off, right? Because I'm not going to sign up for nothing and suck at it, right? So before my match, even in the other organization, before my match in that one, I grinded and I trained with Dwayne for, I think it was 6-7 months straight. Ryan Phillips actually was the first shit. He's been following me from the beginning. I think my first time I ever hit a mitt, he commented on it. So, I don't know, man. It's these guys in season 3. Yeah, I get it. Some of them might be, some of them might even come from the same thing. The difference that I'm seeing is I don't see any of them with that hunger to really want it. They just want to come in, cool, glitz, glamour. I got the camera, I get the clips, I get the views, shit like that. Nah, I'm coming in here because I want to be the best. I want to get better. I want my kids to be able to look back and say that their dad did something, right? Not just got knocked out, right? So, like, that's why I do it. That's why I continue to do it, and that's why like I said, I'll bet my whole fucking check on it. I'm not losing my next match. So, But the season 4 guys, or 3 guys, they're just trying too hard, man. Like, that's what I was getting at. Like, they're trying too hard, and you can see it. So there's a difference between you want to be there and everything, and you're just trying too hard. Shit, the one fucking dude, all he did was go up on the stage barefoot, stomp around like my fucking toddler does, throwing a fit and growl. My toddler does that. I gotta tell them, calm down. I was doing the same thing at the TV. Calm down before you shit yourself, bud.
I know I said it was my last question. Sorry, Cord, but you brought up something that made me think of another question. But I mean, I feel like, and I could be wrong about this by the numbers, I don't know, but I feel like middleweight is probably the most, I guess, is the weight class that we've seen the most of in the show this season. There's not one single person that you're like, all right, that guy might be all right. There's not a single person that you think.
Actually, you want to know? Yeah, there is actually one dude, and he wasn't even supposed to be in the damn weight class, and he lost, and I think he should have won. What was it Fabrico? What was it?
Fabricio Barum.
Yeah, that dude who, bro, you shocked me, bro. You ate all them shots like a G. You weren't supposed to win that fight anyway, and you weren't even supposed to be in that division. So yeah, bro, you shocked me. No, man, no. Godfrey would have. If he wouldn't have fucking been out there doing some karate chopping, he would have. You know, he was one that, again, I'm a fan. I was a fan before a fighter, right? So I knew who the fuck he was. I know he was here from the beginning. I know his fucking passport problems or whatever he was dealing with. I know all that bullshit. You come in here and you put on that type of display, garbage, bro, garbage. And then I will say the one dude that made that clip about the Minard dude, how the hell can you hold your breath and breathe at the same time? That was hilarious. I'll say he was that was funny. Who else is there? Oh yeah, the so-called new bad guy, that Brandon Kerr. That motherfucker slap. He better go back and learn how to slap, bud. That motherfucker. Woo! I don't know what this push shit he does, but that's why he couldn't knock out the toddler, because you don't know how to slap.
Awesome, man. You know what we've seen, or we're gonna see, guys. Alan Klingbeil, Amir Nuruddin, James
Ice Cold
Stonier,
Whalen.
Ice Cold Whalen.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
No one cares, but cool.
Stonier. We've got guys that are gonna have a second opportunity. Some would even call maybe a last opportunity in Power Slap by going on to the reality show. If they were to call you for season 4, would you entertain that at all?
Shit. Here, I heard it here first. I already got a message to the producers. They already got my name in the mix. Boom. I already told them I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, locked and loaded. Like, bring me on season 4. They probably won't make me a coach, but I would totally be a coach. I'll teach them how to do the right shit. But no, I'm ready. Let's go. Season 4, 5. I don't give a shit. But I'm going to learn from my mistakes in the first season. You know, I got all the bugs kinked out, missing my family, all that bullshit. They want a show. Season 4, I will come and wreak havoc on that place.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you joining us, dude.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate you for having me. You guys have a good one.
Ryan. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, Dan.
What'd you do, bro? What'd you do? What'd you do? Come on.
I did a lot of
somebody backstage. What did you do?
Well, I mean, it's the man of the hour is what I did. And you seen it when I did it, because I know you laughed at me when I did it. But, we've got to give support to the guys that follow us, the guys that are in the mix, the guys that are cutting their teeth in the underground scene, the guys that are here every single week in the chat, making sure that Slap News remains number 1 in the game. La Cuca, how you doing, my man?
How you guys doing?
We're doing really good.
To be here.
This is your Slap News debut, my man.
Yes, sir. Proud, very proud today. That's why I got my little SpongeBob No Friends shirt, because we don't got no friends. This is hashtag Team Me all day, every day. Y'all already know this.
Awesome, my man. We appreciate you, as always, being active in the comments. There's a couple things that actually caught my interest. Obviously, we were talking to Charles Johnson and Coltin Cole, and you're throwing your name into that mix. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a free agent. I don't got no contracts with nobody right now. Looking to the future, obviously, like a lot of people to Power Slap, they already got my name, like Mr. Joker Ryan Wallace for season 4. I'm going to put that out there right now, so you already know. But yeah, I'm always open to discussion, always ready to just get to work, man. Like, I love slap fighting. Y'all see my Instagram. I'm always putting in the work every day. Like, the gym is my job. Like, I go there all the fucking time, you know, no matter what. Like, I'm there. Holidays don't matter. So
Yeah.
I'm always staying ready. And yeah, the more opportunities I get, why not? You know what I mean?
100%. You know, obviously, you know, you've cut your chops with Slap Fight Championship. You've gone down there. You've competed. Talk to me about how that experience that you've had there is going to help prepare you for the next opportunity, whatever it is, whatever organization.
Yeah. Well, it was great, man. Those guys are lovely people over there. They're genuine human beings, man. And it's true. They love the game. They love slap fighting, and it's just me. I'm always, like they say, I'm a student of the game. No matter what, if I'm a professional, it don't matter. I'm always here to learn. So for them to be my first learning experiment, like it was awesome. I learned a lot, and it was for me leaps ahead. Like other people that just come in with no experience at all. For me, I know what it is to stand there and take a slap. I've been in there for multiple rounds. You know, I've critiqued my game. I've had other people critique my game. You know, I'm not gonna say who else, but yeah, I can already see the comments. We'll get to that later. But yeah, it was a godsend to be able to use them as a great first experience for myself.
Is there a backstory here that I don't know about?
So I don't know. Like recently, I've just been on posting what I've been eating to just keep my weight up, because naturally I just walk around at like 151, 152.
Okay.
So I'm just bulking up. But since I was a kid, like maybe like 7, 10 years old, I really didn't grow up like super rich. So we were always living off canned foods, and SpaghettiOs, Chef Boyardee's, those were the main thing that you know, WIC and all that stuff would allow my parents to get. So that Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs has been kicking me lately, and I don't know if they want to sponsor me, I'll hook it up. I've been knocking down every time I eat 2 cans, so that's my jam right now.
Awesome. All right, so you're Toucan La Cuca.
Yeah,
New nickname.
Yeah. That first slap they're gonna taste that Chef Boyardee.
Everyone talks about having this, you know, like a hand like stone. You got the hand of the tin instead.
Oh yeah. So talk about that. Like I'm on a straight regimen every day, 30 minutes slapping a brick. I slap a brick every day, so I already know about that.
Awesome, man. Ding, you got anything for my man?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, we appreciate you always showing us support, man, putting in stories, and you know, even sometimes you cut promos for our shows. I'd love to see you in Power Slap someday, but if that doesn't happen in the next few months or so, you know, I think that stuff like this Icon Battlegrounds thing is a dope one. Right here, right now, as we see here, obviously you're Hispanic. You know, I would like to see you against Slap Jesus.
Oh, I'm down. He already know we go back and forth looking at each other, doing the muscle picks and stuff. I don't mind. Like anybody there too. Like it is what it is. I know Slap Jesus is the one that wants to come back. So if he wants to do it at Icon Battlegrounds, might as well. Let's go.
That would be amazing. Corey, we got to try to plug that, man. That would be sick. I'd pay whatever amount of money to watch that go on.
Yeah. No, I've got to connect to Slap Jesus still, man. We still chat from time to time. So
yeah, because you've got footage of him slapping a prostitute's ass live on video during an interview, bro. you've got his ticket to jail, bro.
Yeah, but it gets even better because his actual girlfriend shows up the next day in the front of the hotel. It was even better, buddy.
Is that video still on Slap News?
Yes, sir, it is, man. Of course it is.
Chat, if you guys gotta go look for the first Slap Jesus video on Slap News from way back in the day. It was in the lobby of Palace. Some wild stuff. Stuff.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you joining me.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.
Buddy. Take care, my man. All right, Dan.
All right, hold on. I got a bone to pick with Slap Dog. I even said your name, bro. I asked him specifically about you, and you missed it? Bro, minus 10 points, big dog. Come on. I asked specifically for you because you guys seem to not be on the same page. So you'll just have to go back and rewatch it, and I can promise you, right? We don't look for trouble on this show, but when we find trouble, we post it. So I can promise you that clip will be on social media at some point in the next week.
Yeah. So it looks like the Oregon Sasquatch has arrived.
Who's that?
The missing man, Slapdog.
Oh, he's from Oregon. Okay.
Yeah,
you
he was
said that
missing in
earlier.
action.
You said that earlier.
Yeah. I mean, a lot to unpack. We had a great show. We had a ton of guests. I mean, let's talk about Danny Van Heerden, obviously coming off that loss. Now he's got to sit in the wings. He's got to wait and see Dumpling and the Crazy Hawaiian kind of, figure out who's going to be that next title holder in the super heavyweight division, or if it's going to stay and retain with the Crazy Hawaiian. Danny Van Heerden, obviously, Slapdog, you're doing something right because Danny keeps on talking about you. You guys are going back and forth. Great for social, and hopefully Erica Frank, you can make this match happen very, very soon. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. The cards and the opportunity to get fights are going to pick up here. We know that it's been confirmed for Abu Dhabi, obviously, October. We know January 30th is going to be in Saudi Arabia. We have 2 cards coming back to back. And, there's some other rumors swirling as well of other cards potentially in the mix. So, guys like this, Slapdog, Danny Van Heerden, stay ready. You guys talk about it, and you talk about it on Slap News. You never know. Funny things happen. Call up Dwayne Crespo and ask him what happens when Slap News talks about fights, and you'll hear his response. So great to hear these guys always in it. We appreciate you joining us, even though it was late. But, great overall. Nate Burnard, who we haven't spoke to a little bit, obviously doing great charitable things, as well. But a guy coming off a loss, as we talked about, where do you think he realistically sits? Because I think there's one massive opportunity that I'd love to see, but I want to hear what you think first, Ding.
We're talking about Nate?
Yeah, Nate. Where does he go next? Phillips and DeBell are ahead of him. And there's other
I'd
guys
rather
behind
see
him.
Phillips versus Dorian. So I'm not going to say Nate versus Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bodyguard versus bodyguard thing, man. I'm not going to lie to you. But
there's one better. I think there's one better.
Okay, go ahead.
He talked about it, Brian Ellis. I think him and Brian Ellis is a superstar matchup. I think that is a main card fight. I think it goes down both from the entertainment value and everything that this sport embodies. You're bringing these guys that, both previously played football. Brian played, high level, in Texas with the Longhorns, guys that have that swagger, and guys that, realistically, the winner of that could inevitably be next for the bell. And so I think that could be a great way to kind of tee up that potential opportunity. You can never take away, obviously, Ryan Phillips sitting there at number 1. But I just think for where Nate is at, I just think Brian Ellis could be one of those super fights that we're all looking for. So.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I can tell you what Brian Ellis is going to win at is fucking casino cashing. That dude's ridiculous. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You ever get a chance to gamble with Brian Ellis, do it.
Yeah. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but we interviewed Pono Paul as well. And if you've checked out his Instagram or not, he also has a lot of gambling strategies as it relates to the casino. So you want to tune into that one. Gives us a little bit more insight about the psychology and the mentality that you need to be in when you're up there at the blackjack table. So probably dropping later this week, right, Ding?
Yeah, Thursday. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, Thursday.
All right, 2 days. Pono Paul interview dropping on Slap News.
It's very long. I will say that's probably the longest interview we've ever done.
100% it was. The guy loves to talk, loves to speak. He's got a lot to say, got a lot to overcome, and super excited. I'm going to throw it to you real sec because someone came in my place and I don't even know who's even here. So, Ding, I want you to follow up. Talk about Icon for a second. I don't know. My dog's barking. I don't know if it's the producer Ray D or not, but I better check.
You better hope. If you guys were at the early outset of the show, if you weren't, I'll catch you up real quick. Icon Battlegrounds happening November 9th. It looks like Corey's nice and safe. There's no alarm there.
It is producer Ray D.
All right, cool. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting him. He shows up in here. I'm like, what's going on, man? My dog's going barking. So what's going on?
Hilarious. So Icon Battlegrounds November 9th. Our understanding is that they do intend to stream this. We don't have any further information on where that'll be, what the prices will be. We know there'll also be some in-person ticket sales. I know I saw, Raiden talk about potentially attending in person. We know that that'll be available. They're doing jiu-jitsu, pillow fighting, some strength competitions. Haven't really got clarity around what that is. Could be, arm wrestling, things like that. And then obviously some slap fights. So we'll get to see the I don't know if it's the debut. I'm not sure if he's ever had a slap fighting match before, but the guys at Gorilla Smack talked him up. Red Rocket, the Executioner is a guy that we've seen a lot, has some experience, obviously, in Slap Fight Championship, but has his eyes set on the prize at Power Slap. Really excited. We'll talk more about that. We'll have Instagram lives with the team over there. So that's not going anywhere. We'll be able to break that down for you guys, have some exclusive interviews. For those of you who don't know who Charles Johnson is, he's a credentialed UFC flyweight, currently on a 3-fight winning streak, excuse me. Incredible boxer. So it was interesting. You know, I think a guy like that getting involved in all this really lends credibility to the sport. You know, in from a UFC perspective, you know, a career mixed martial artist. So really, really excited. I can't underscore how I don't even know how to describe how I feel about it, how excited I guess I am for all of that to happen.
But isn't it interesting that actually Coltin Cole's involved? I think that's one of the things that really brought or caught my attention as well, is that obviously Coltin, a power slap striker, being involved in this. You got a UFC striker under contract. Like, these aren't just two guys or two random guys that decided to throw on a, you know, an MMA event or, you know, a slap fighting event. Like, these are guys that are in the mix. These are guys that are under contract with power slap in the UFC. You know, talked about the LFA and the affiliation and the association. So really kind of neat to see how this is going to all shake out. You know, I give anybody props. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, you put your money on the line, you put your time on the line, you put your neck on the line to go out here, do these things, you know, to try to better the sport forward, to give athletes opportunities. And, you know, like being a show promoter in the bodybuilding space, I know these guys are doing it for the right reasons and trying to build something greater and bigger and give guys that opportunity, you know, to showcase their talent, which I think is incredibly important. You know, if you're a striker in here and you're a free agent and you're waiting for that call from Power Slap, I'm not going to tell you one way or the other, but, you know, this might be a way. And, you know, this might be a way to showcase your talent. And if you're not currently under contract, we know a guy like Chin Reaper this Saturday is going to put his chin on the line. You know, he's been waiting. He's had opportunities. Things didn't quite pan out the way that he is. Still waiting for an opportunity in Power Slap. Hey, go out there, get a vicious KO, show your skill set, and then go back to Power Slap and say, hey, look what I did. Like, I'm legit. They want the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And if you can go out there and showcase your talent with another one of these organizations and put yourself in a position to, you know, to be front and center again and showcase that talent, to build up your resume, to build up your CV, like, you know, go for it, do it. Like, sitting idle and talking about it's only get you so far. Getting up there, putting your chin on the line, performing is going to make it that much more better. A guy like Ryan Wallace, you know, is a prime example who we just had on our show, fought in Slap Fight Championship and then moves on over into Power Slap. And I mean, we look at it, we've got some top guys, obviously, Wolverine title holder, the Bell title holder, the Crazy Wyan, all had experience before coming into Power Slap. So definitely, you guys are out there. We appreciate you. Much love as always. I know there was action packed. We didn't get really a lot of time ding to really put our thoughts in, you know, about a lot of things here that we unpacked today, but we'll be back at it tomorrow, the final slap following the release of the latest episode of Road to the Title 3. And we'll just keep on hammering away, my man.
Yeah, we also hear from Chin Reaper, an interview before his fight. Will release tomorrow also, so look out for that. Get his thoughts, his final thoughts on what's going to happen on Saturday as he competes in his first official that we know of slap fight.
Yeah, I got to warn you, though, there is one part of the interview that I'm probably not too proud about, but we did promote Chin Reaper's new product that's launching, and he let me know that he thinks face. He let me know he's going to send us here at Slap News, you know, some of his new product, but he isn't going to he isn't going to DNA sample it for us, so that's a good thing. But yeah, you might be able to use it with your wife, Ding. You never know.
Oh my!
We'll leave it at that. If you don't know what we're talking about, watch the Chin Reaper interview dropping tomorrow, talking about this upcoming Saturday, and the potential of the new product that is launching. This guy is a marketing genius, and Ding is going to love it, and his wife is going to love it, and his future children to come are going to love it. What does Chin Reaper say?
Cut the show, bro. Cut the show.
What does Chin Reaper say, Ding?
Oh my
What
God.
taste of your pickle? I'll be screaming for more.
Oh my God.
All right, Ding, we're out here. We're back tomorrow. It's going down. Hopefully Ding doesn't have a heart attack over there. Take care, guys. Go have some